brother, son, uncle. That was a human life. They can take all that Ku Klux Klan stuff on because it's over. Slavery's over. We're not accepting it no more. It's done.
Say his name.
Say his name.
George Floyd.
George Floyd.
Say his name.
Say his name.
George Floyd.
George Floyd.
We're here to be a community, but we can't when we're still being murdered by the hands of the same people who's supposed to be protecting our community.
Say his name. Say his name. Say his name.
Standing up for Black lives on the angelversary of George Floyd Jr. With all of us on KBLA Talk 1580.
Come on! Woo! ROC, we running this rap. Memphis Bleak, we running this rap. B-Mac, we running this rap. Freeway, we running this rap. Owen Sparks, we running this rap. Chris and Neat, we running this rap. The takeover, the break's over. God MC, me, J-Hova. Hey, little soldier, you ain't ready for war. ROC too strong for y'all. It's like bringing a knife to a gunfight, pin to a test. Your chest in line of fire with your thin vest. You bringing them boys to men. Them boys pull win. This is grown man B.I. Get you rolled in the triage. Your reach ain't long enough, Dunny. The peeps ain't strong enough. Rockefeller is the army, better yet the Navy. Kidnap your baby, spit at your lady. We bring knife to fist fight, kill your drama. We kill you motherfucking ants with a sledgehammer. Don't let me do it to you, Dunny, cause I overdo it. So you won't confuse it with just rap music. ROC, we running this rap. M-Easy, we running this rap. The Broad Street Bully, we running this rap. Get zipped up in plastic when it happens, that's it. Wait, we running this rap. Owen Sparks, we running this rap. Chris and Neat, we running this rap.
Give me the second verse, come on, Andy.
I don't care if you mob deep, I hold triggers to cruise. You little I got money stacks bigger than you. When I was pushing weight, back in 88, you was a ballerina. I got the pictures, I seen you. Then you dropped shook one, switch your demeanor. Well, we don't believe you, you need more people. Rockefeller, students of the game, we passed the class cause nobody can read you dudes like we do. Don't let them gas
you. Were checking
like
out the Danny Morrison Show, KBLA Talk 1580.
I'll detach you, mind from spirit.
Man. Greatest rapper of all time? I don't know. I think the lady that is coming into the Danny Mo Show right now agrees. You've heard many of my Pulse 101 interviews on my show with people that I feel have their fingers on the pulse of Black America. And tonight, get another boost of Black brilliance and excellence. Interviews with people that I feel that you need to know, especially the ones that are a friend of the show. She is a highly dynamic creative writer and visual artist. She has self-published Rebel. You gotta set me straight on that, Queen. A book of poetry that highlights the trials and triumphs of young Black women. As a writer, she focuses on poetry, op-eds, and curriculum writing. Although her passion is screenwriting, she is a graduate of Morgan State University and former co-host of WEAA's Ladies of Listen Up show. She's a former 3rd through 5th grade teacher in Baltimore City Public Schools, currently teaching at schools all across Los Angeles. She's also the founder of I Call Her Queen, LLC, the for-profit venture that allows Nira to host paint parties, teach art classes, freelance curriculum, write, and sell her art and poetry. Underneath ICHQ, Nira started Queens in Training High Society, a sorority for 4th and 5th grade girls. She's a mother, a lover, and collector of books, an Advent volunteer at the Book Bank, community activist and organizer, and contributor on The Culture with Faraji. What up, King? Airing on Roland Martin's Black Star Network. Currently, Nira is working to highlight women by telling impactful stories as an MA student in Mount St. Mary's School of Film for directing, and for an example of how much she cares about the arts and your kids, here's a sample of a piece of content she recently did. Listen.
I'm saying this as one of the most loving teachers. I love my students like they are literally my own kids. But this is a message for parents. I get it. We're living in an age of information and technology, and I get it. Our children want to be on their iPads, their tablets, whatever, in front of the TV, whatever. Kids love YouTube, but guess what? YouTube is actually a great resource for learning, whether it's math, science, whatever the case may be. Make your child, first, let me back up. Ask your child, especially when it comes to math, ask your child, what are you guys learning in math? Then get your ass on the computer, print out some extra worksheets that are geared to what they're learning so they can do extra practice at home. Also, make them watch a video a day on YouTube that is teaching and reinforcing the lessons that they are learning in school. I should not be working with 7th graders who are struggling with multiplication, basic multiplication in 7th grade.
Yeah, crazy, man. And tonight she descends into the Danny Mo Show to share the microphones with me for some intelligent and stimulating conversation regarding topics related to relationships. Ladies and gentlemen, inside my post one-on-one radio host, author, and influencer, Nira Muhammad.
Danny.
What's up, Queen? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing fantastic. I was excited to have you in studio, but I understand duty calls. Duty calls, right?
I know. It's been a crazy week. Crazy week. And this teacher is tired.
Yeah, I bet you are. You guys coming down the pike, though. When does school let out? Is it next week?
Yeah, but then I start right back up teaching in summer. So I actually don't have a break. I have maybe a 3-day break.
Oh, my God. So you ain't taking no summer vacations this year?
No summer vacation for me.
Wow. You know, you got to explain to me what brought about that, you being compelled to make that video that we just played. What was that about?
Oh, no, I literally just got finished teaching 7th graders who couldn't answer what 4 times 4 was.
Oh, my God.
I was like, come on, y'all.
That's 12 years old. Doesn't know what 4 times 4 is?
I mean, they're like, I forgot. And so I gave them the multiplication charts, but it was just you guys should not need a multiplication chart for multiplying 4 times 4. That's insane.
From what you've seen from a first-hand perspective, are we not as far behind as the statistics say we are? Because they're saying that young African-American children are not only behind, but way behind. Do you see that from your own perspective?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And right now I'm actually teaching Latino children. And it just across the board, I definitely see a huge difference. But I also think that I wouldn't even necessarily say, gosh, it's really hard to say that it's a race thing. I think a lot of it has to do with the communities that I've worked in. And for working in LA, I've taught in Beverly Hills, I've taught in Bel Air, I've taught in South LA, I teach in Hollywood. I've really taught all over, and I definitely could say there's a big discrepancy in the facilities.
Yeah.
And this is a lot of things. I don't want to just say that it's just black children, but I definitely can say that our black and brown children are definitely behind the 8 ball on a lot of things. But they can talk to you about everything else. They can tell me about how to do all the tricks and trades of Minecraft, and they can tell me about Mario and a lot of other things. But when you kind of talk to them about some of their basic, working with math, I think I was teaching actually circumference of circles. And they were just like, this is so hard. And I'm like, you guys, it's not. I gave you the formula. You have the radius. All you have to do is take that one number and multiply it times pi. You know what I mean? It's like taking basic concepts, and it just seems like it's so complicated. I'm just like, where is this disconnect coming from? And it's like the interest in it is just not there. They want to be on their tablets. They want to talk about these videos. I mean, they literally will come in there memorizing videos that they've seen on YouTube and TikTok. But the moment you're like, it's time to do some work, it's like, what? Do I have to? Well, what's the answer? Well, can you help me with this? And it's like, guys, I'm here to teach you. I'm not here to give you the answers.
Nira, that's kind of the problem right now.
That's what I've been kind of pushing back against.
I think when we were coming up, we had, it's probably before your time, there was a little something called Schoolhouse Rock that used to be on TV every single Saturday.
Oh, no, I show Schoolhouse. I show that to my students. I love Schoolhouse Rock.
Okay. And it seems like today's generation, they don't have those avenues in order to learn. So it's like if they can't be entertained while they learn, it seems like they're just not going to care. And then you also factor in the curriculum itself. Some of the books are just all worn. The facilities that they're forced to learn in are all old and dilapidated. And statistics also show they're not exactly getting the best of the educators either in some of these schools. So if you factor in all of that, how in the hell can we expect these young black kids to learn at the same level as everybody else?
Honestly, I truly believe that you can. I think that one, as parents, you have to be more cognizant of the places, of the schools that you send your children to. And you don't want to always have to put your children into private schools. I know even when I was transferring, because my son did go to private school back in Baltimore because it's Baltimore, no offense. I taught in Baltimore City schools and just wasn't a place that I wanted my son. And so I did have him in private school. But I was able to look up schools here in L.A., and there are grades. Each school has a grade. Whether it's an A, B, C, or D, they give you ratings based upon their student performance. Teachers get a grade every year. So your school gets a grade, teachers get a grade, students get grades. So you really have to be cognizant and just look up the surrounding schools that are near your child. I know I found an amazing charter school, public charter school, for my child to go to that is comparable to the private school that he went to. No, it's not a $29,000 a year facility school for your facility for each kid, so maybe they don't have the same equipment, but it's a really great school. And the stuff that my son is learning and the things that he's involved in, he takes podcasting class on Tuesdays. Ooh. He's in soccer on Mondays. He was just in a play. He was Eric and Matilda. Ooh. And put on 2 shows. So he's doing a lot of those same things that he was doing in private school at this public charter school. So there are a lot of great, and again, I teach all over the city. I've been at a lot of really great public schools. You just have to do your homework. It's easy to just be like, I'm just going to send my kid here because it's convenient. But you have to stop thinking of convenience with your child. That's your child. That's our future. So don't think of your child as an inconvenience. Really take the time to research and find a good fit for your child.
From your lips to God's ears. I totally agree. I tell you what, when we come forward, let me lay this on you, and you can answer this on the other side. As you know, I always do top 5 dead or alive with everybody that comes inside the Pulse one-on-one interview. I'm handing you this. We kind of touched on it last night, and I want your thoughts on it because I think I'm right. I want you to prove me right. Okay? Top 5 dead or alive. Here's your category. The strongest female singing voices of all time. I want you to think the 5 strongest. I need you to give me 5. The 5 strongest female singing voices of all time. I want you to give me yours on the other side, okay?
I got you.
We are talking to Nira Muhammad inside my Pulse One-on-One Danny Morrison Show. KBLA Talk 1580. We got a lot to talk about. Stay there.
From Bakersfield to Los Angeles. From middays to nighttime. Like George and Wheezy, Danny Morrison is moving on up at KBLA Talk 1580.
The pandemic may be over, but many Angelinos could be at risk of losing the place they call home. It's important to know your rights as a residential renter in the city of LA. Did you know eviction protection still exists for unpaid COVID-19 rental debt that was due before March 31st, 2023? And that you have 5 days to respond to an eviction notice, also known as an unlawful detainer. Learn more about your rental rights at housing.lacity.org. Be informed, be protected, be at home.
As a dentist, I know what my patients are saying when they really can't speak. She says her gums have been bleeding. Is there anything you can do? Absolutely. You can try New Crest Gum Detoxify and Restore. Yup, New Crest Gum Detoxify and Restore is professionally designed to start healing gums from day one. Right. Healthy gums, healthy mouth.
Crest Gum Detoxify and Restore. Smile. Crest has you covered.
If you have certain chronic conditions, such as
heart disease,
asthma,
diabetes, and you're 19 years of age or older,
52,
36,
42,
you may be at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect against pneumococcal pneumonia in just 1 dose. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. The most commonly reported side effect was pain at the injection site. For additional common side effects and full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
I'm going to ask my doctor
about getting vaccinated
with Prevnar 20.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminding you that we keep us safe. The Center for the Pacific Asian Family was founded to help address domestic violence and sexual assault in the Asian and the Pacific Islander communities. The Center for the Pacific Asian Family's mission is to build healthy and safe communities by addressing the root causes and consequences of family violence and violence against women. They are committed to meeting the specific cultural and language needs of the Asian and Pacific Islander women and their families. CPAF's vision is of an Asian and Pacific Islander community that embraces healthy relationships and works in partnership with other communities to eradicate all forms of violence. To access services, volunteer, or for more info, visit nurturingchange.org. At KBLA Talk 1580, we believe everyone deserves to be safe. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Real talk, real time, the gospel truth. You're listening to the Danny Morrison Show on KBLA Talk 1580.
The gospel truth is right, especially tonight. Inside my Post 101, Nira Muhammad, in conversation about relationships in a second here. But before we get to that, though, top 5 dead or alive. Your category, the top 5 strongest female singing voices of all time. Go.
This is so hard.
No, it's not.
I had to pick. Number 1 for me is Whitney Houston. I have Patti LaBelle.
Okay.
Mariah Carey. Aretha Franklin.
Okay.
And this is where it gets kind of hard for me because I have like a whole other list of like a long list. But then I put Jennifer Hudson in there.
Jennifer Hudson is a good one. I didn't even think about going modern day, if you will. That's pretty good.
I know. And I was even like, here's why I kind of give like a plus Beyonce, just because I've seen her perform, and to see a person perform to her level and like perform 32 songs and like still sound good was like, wow. How could you even do that? Like I would have been out of breath, tired, sounding terrible, but she still sounded amazing. I was blown away.
Did you just put Beyonce on that list?
You heard why, but you heard why. I said I gave her like a bonus position because to be able to perform and still sing and sound good to the level that she does it is crazy.
I said it was Patti LaBelle last night, and I will take out your Jennifer Hudson just because I think it's too soon. I would take out Jennifer Hudson and drop Shaka Khan in there. That's what I would do.
Yeah, Shaka Khan does have a great voice too. But then I was like, I could go to like Anita Baker. I mean, I can go to Karen White. There's like so many that I love. So that's kind of why it's like really hard.
I love it. Did you hear that takeover from Jay-Z that Andy played when we were coming out the gate there? I know you love that to death, didn't you?
Oh, yeah. I was like, oh, they knew how to wake me up.
He got you covered. He got you.
We running this.
Before we officially begin, I'd like to get your thoughts on tonight's topic of conversation. I believe that we black men struggle to sustain healthy relationships because we feel powerless. So we then exude some form of artificial power toward anyone that tries to get close to us. As a matter of fact, let me blaze this clip back up a second time for you to hear it, and you can give me your assessment on the other side. Listen.
There is so much power in powerlessness. So a video popped up on my FYP, as always. It was a video I'd stitched before. It was a black man on a podcast saying that black women were more of a threat to black men than white men. Now, you may see an angry black man, but what I see is a man who feels powerless. It occurred to me that men, more specifically the men in our community, who feel powerless will muster up enough power, just enough power to oppress the women in that community. But what they won't do, right, is muster up enough power to alleviate the thing that is making them feel powerless in the first place. Imagine getting shot, and instead of going to the hospital, you shoot the neighbor. Imagine your house being on fire, and instead of putting out that fire, you set the neighbor's house on fire. The most powerless men use whatever power they do have to make other people feel powerless too, instead of doing the work to become powerful. Powerless men do whatever it takes to make the women in their community feel just as powerless as they feel. But what they're seeing is that a lot of black women are not powerless, and we don't pretend to be. We have regained much of our power by getting degrees, through financial stability, sexual freedom, and being single. Black women are the downfall of the black family. No. Black women are healing the black family by not participating in it. We are not participating in it until men change the way that they have been socialized to view black women. It's that simple. If you want black women to participate in the black family, give her a damn good reason to. All in all, when men can't make you feel as powerless as they do, they villainize you. And black women are sick of being villainized. You aren't mad at us. You're mad at your mom, right? And that's not being mean. You're mad at your mom, and your mom is mad at herself because no matter what she did, you still turned out to be the man that your sorry-ass daddy was. Please heal for the community's sake.
Nira, I hear you back there reacting. I'm going to assume that you pretty much agree with everything she said, huh?
There's one thing I don't agree with.
What is that?
And that's it, the sorry daddy part. Because ironically enough, I have found myself dating guys who come from two current households where the dad is still very much so present, and even has a really great relationship with the mom. So I can't blame the father or say, oh, you're the father of life, because I know so many guys that have these amazing relationships with their dad, and their parents are still married and have been married for 30, 40, 50 plus years, and they still treat women like shit. Oh, excuse my language.
Oh, watch the language. Watch the language. But
oh, so sorry.
So explain to me then, if a black man has a daddy at home who was a good father and also a father that was a good husband to his wife, and they're still together after all these years, how does a young man, then morph into some womanizer in his adult years? How does that happen?
Well, the most recent guy that I've asked this question to gave me all the plethora of reasons, and it was that he had been sleeping with women that had boyfriends and would be lying on the phone while he's like right there in bed with them. He has friends who have had babies that they found out were not theirs after like years of raising them. So it felt like his trust issues were his own doing, or he was projecting other people's issues onto his own life that wasn't his.
Yeah.
So, and it's just like a lot of excuses, or just like, oh, I was in a relationship for 5 years, I just want to be single now, or I'm not ready for a relationship. That's the thing I hear a lot from guys, is I'm not ready for a relationship. And it's really funny because really every interaction that you are a part of, once you meet a person, you've now formed a relationship. So you're always in a relationship with someone. It's just, what type of relationship is it? How do we label this relationship? We're all in relationships. Whether it's a friendship, whether it's a mother-daughter relationship, whether it's a best friend relationship,
but it sounds
we're
like,
all in some sort of relationship. It's just, what type of relationship are you trying to be in?
But it sounds like what you're saying is, if a man is just literally just getting to know a woman, courting her, if you will, you're trying to say he's in a relationship with her, even though they haven't even gone to first base?
No. I wouldn't say they're boyfriend and girlfriend, but you have formed a relationship, whether it's a friendship. And that's what I'm saying, like every type of interaction that you come into contact with a person, you're forming some sort of relationship with, whether it's a workplace relationship. And I know that's like a very scientific way to think of it. But it's that simple. Every person, you and I, we have a relationship, a radio relationship, a friendship. You know what I'm saying? Like everyone has some sort of relationship, whether you're courting, dating, whatever the case may be. It's a label. How do you label that relationship?
Well, you label it as an intimate relationship is how you label it, as the topic of conversation tonight. And I would even go a step further and say, we black men struggle with all types of relationships, not just the intimate.
And I would agree.
Why?
That's a very good question. But I don't think it's one thing. I think that I do believe that a lot of times men do feel powerless. But I'm curious as to why. What area of your life do you feel powerless in? Why do you feel powerless? Why do you believe that there's nothing that you could do to get out of feeling that way? But I also, like I said, I think it's a plethora of different reasons. I don't think it's just one thing. Like every man may not feel powerless. Some guys will be like, I don't feel powerless at all. In fact, I feel even more powerful by the lifestyle that I live. But I think it's just different things. Whether it's social media, whether it's the easiness, maybe, as you will, of meeting women. Nowadays, you have your phone. You can literally you can have like 5 or 6 dating apps on your phone at a time that you're going through, and you're hearting women, or you're liking or swiping right, or whatever the case may be. I think that everything's so readily available to us. it's like we're living in a time where we're told there are no boundaries. Where we're told that you can be whatever you want to be. You can do whatever you want to do.
That's right. Sounds familiar, huh, Andy? Sounds familiar, huh?
I can't even make this up. I literally just saw an article about a man who said that he's a Dalmatian, and he wears a Dalmatian costume all the time.
Wow.
And I was like, what? So, I mean, we're literally living in this time where people are being told that there are no rules.
It seems like somebody sent me a couple nights ago. Have you seen that chart? It just came out like a few months ago that showed the median income of every racial group. Have you seen that thing with African Americans at the bottom of it? And some would say this is just about money. At the end of the day, this is about the dollar. There's a lot of black men ain't got that dough right now. So what they're going to do? They're going to find every way possible to get in front of these women in whatever means necessary. And that's why these cats are out here doing some nefarious things out there trying to get the dollar, because they want the women to like them. This is all about trying to get the dollar, trying to get the women. First you get the power, then you get the women. Scarface said that, right?
I don't know, but I'm finding so many guys who don't even want to, and this is my experience from trying to date, as well as so many women that I meet and talk to, white and black, because I'm a part of this gluten-free club, and I'm like one of the few black women that's a part of this club. So I'm like surrounded by like women of just like all races. But I hear this common thread from so many women that guys do not like taking us out on dates. They aren't creative. They want you to put out, but they don't want to take you on dates.
Okay.
I had one guy tell me, we went out. I cannot even make this up. We went and had one drink. I got one glass of Prosecco, and he asked, could he come over to my house? And I'm like, heck no. But I was like, why don't we? I said we can date. I messaged him back and said, we can date. His response was something so crazy. It was something like, you know, with the way that my aspirations are going right now, I really can't afford to be buying drinks like that right now. And I'm like, what?
See, I say on the show all the time.
So you don't think I'm going to let you come get in my bed, but you can't even take me out on a date?
But if you can't afford to date, you shouldn't be dating. I say it on the show all the time. You know, some cats just think just because they handsome or they might have a nice ride or something, they should be able to date them. Like, no. If you ain't got the cash, you shouldn't be out there getting some, you know. Finish the sentence.
Cardi B said it best. Cardi B said it best.
Are we quoting Cardi B? What the heck is going on with the show?
We're quoting Cardi B.
All I'm saying is I'm worried about the black men in my circle. I got some professional brothers in my circle. And if you talk to each of them, I would say 85% of them are at a point in their lives. You know, a couple have been married. A couple of them been close to being married. You know, a couple of them divorced. You know, there's all kinds of cats around me. But I'm telling you, one common thread amongst all of them is I'm done with that marriage thing. I'm done with that settling down thing. I'm going to get out here and I'm going to get mines. Hello?
Yeah, you're going to get something, right? You can be out here collecting STDs like they Infinity Stones. Have a good time.
But is there anything wrong?
People act like they don't exist. People act like, you know, I get it. You take a pill, you're good to go. But for me, intimacy is about so much more. It's about my health. It's about my physical, my mental health, the energy, the exchange of energy between two people. Especially like just being a woman, like I'm actually taking you inside of myself. Your energy is inside of me, and I got to carry that with me every day. And if you want some, you know, you want to be spreading your seed to all these different women, and then coming back to me, that doesn't work for me.
So what is it?
That doesn't work for my body, my energy, anything.
You don't have to put your business out there, but a man takes you out and he buys you a drink, and you guys are getting to know one another, and you guys are clicking. What does it take for him to get back to your spot?
Honestly, I can't even say that I have a rule. I don't have like a rule that it's like, oh, you have to take me out on 3 months worth of dates before you can do that. I think it just depends on the vibe, the energy, the connection that we have. But personally, like I'm not, okay, I'll put myself out there. I have put out on the first date. I've been that girl because I'm the type of person that if I feel like I'm feeling you and that's just where the night takes us, I have done that before. I can tell you it has not been a great experience afterward, though. It's one of those things where I'm just like, was it worth it? To ask yourself, was it worth it? It's like, dang, it really wasn't.
I think
I should have gotten to know this person more.
I think the guy would beg to differ. But 1-800-920-1580. 1-800-920-1580. When we come forward, I brought some clips I got to play for Nira, and she's going to knock them out the park like she already is. Inside My Post 101, talking relationships with Nira Muhammad. Inside My Post 101, Danny Morrison Show. KBLA Talk 1580 right now, news and traffic. Stay right there.
Nighttime is the right time for Danny Morrison on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Julius White. Here's the latest from the Black Information Network. George Floyd's brother is speaking out on the third anniversary of his death. In an interview with Carrie Levin, African-American Philonise Floyd says he feels like he'll never get justice for his brother's murder at the hands of police in Minneapolis, Minnesota. A new poll shows a majority of black Americans approve of the job President Biden is doing. The Ipsos Washington Post survey puts the president's approval rating among black Americans at 66%. Biden made racial justice a major component of his 2020 campaign. And the zero bail policy is returning to the city and county of Los Angeles, California. The controversial policy bars law enforcement from requiring cash bail for certain people before their arraignment. The policy will apply to people who are arrested for misdemeanor and nonviolent felonies. I'm Julius White on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network, and BINnews.com.
Staples Print and Marketing Services help small business print big. Now get $15 off signs, banners, and posters when you spend $75 or more. Offer ends July 1st. Visit staples.com/printbig for details. This is your sign to try Staples, where your prints are perfect guaranteed.
We begin top story with late-breaking news. Is it going to succeed, yes or no?
I think it's going to succeed. It's going to succeed.
Can you believe it?
Y'all did it.
KBLA Talk 1580 is about to celebrate its second anniversary on Juneteenth, and no terrible twos around here. We couldn't be more excited about all the good news we'll be announcing soon, including the launch of some new shows to keep giving you more of what you've been looking for.
Come on!
Smart radio for smart people. Hey, it's our celebration, but you get all the gifts. We'll be giving away fresh merch, swag bags, and a chance for you to join the private invitation-only, star-studded music and dance till you drop, food and drink galore second anniversary celebration. To stay in the know about the second anniversary details, download the KBLA Talk 1580 app right now. Don't miss out on your chance to be a winner. At KBLA Talk 1580, when we come forward, we're bringing everybody with us.
Happy anniversary, KBLA!
The Los Angeles Urban League helps African American and others in underserved communities achieve true social parity, economic self-reliance, and civil rights. For over 100 years, Los Angeles Urban League has ensured our communities have access to careers with living wages, opportunities to start and grow businesses, and clear pathways to personal and professional growth. Programs like BizCamp, Construction Career Academy, Bob Business Ready, and B-Warp. The Black Wealth Attainment and Retention Program are examples of the ongoing events designed to make our centennial mission to rebuild Black Wall Street right here in LA a reality. To sign up for our newsletter or to support the Los Angeles Urban League with your time, talent, and donations, visit laul.org. That's laul.org. The Los Angeles Urban League is a proud sponsor of Urban Family Focus, Saturdays at 7 a.m. on KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
The rent is too damn high. KBLA joins you in calling for affordable housing. The LA Tenants Union is a diverse, tenant-led movement fighting for the human right to housing for all. The LA Tenants Union demands safe, affordable housing and union rent control. They organize against landlord harassment, mass evictions, and displacement, and mobilize for the repeal of the Ellis Act and Costa-Hawkins Act. The LA Tenants Union is on a mission to strengthen tenants' political power through education, advocacy, and direct action. To get help with your eviction or other landlord-tenant issues, take action for justice, or become a member, visit latenantsunion.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go, shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
As a dentist, I know what my patients are saying when they really can't speak. She says her gums have been bleeding. Is there anything you can do? Absolutely. You can try New Crest Gum Detoxify and Restore. Yep, New Crest Gum Detoxify and Restore is professionally designed to start healing gums from day one. Right. Healthy gums, healthy mouth.
Crest Gum Detoxify and Restore. Smile. Crest has you covered.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You're listening to the Danny Morrison Show exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
Yeah. Careful. Look, I wanna get married like the Curry, Steph and Aisha, but we more like Belly, Tommy and Keisha. Gave you TLC, you wanna creep and poured out my whole heart to a piece of shit. Man, I thought you would've learned the lesson. About liking pictures, not returning texts. I guess it's fine, man, I get the message. You still stutter after certain questions. You keep in contact with certain exes. Do you though? Trust me, it's cool though. Said that you was working, but you out here chasing who knows. With 2 lies, chilling poolside, living 2 lives. I could've did what you did to me, to you a few times. But if I did decide to slide, find somebody, let him hit. You would've been pissed, but that's not my MO. I'm not that type of and karma for you is gonna be who you end up with. Don't make me sick. Baby, I adore. I gave you everything, was mine is yours. I want you to live your life, of course, but I hope you get what you dying for. Be careful with me. Do you know what you're doing? Whose feelings that you hurting and bruising? You gon' gain the whole world, but is it worth the girl that you losing?
And I'm in the process of being careful with Nero Muhammad inside my Post 101 Danny Morrison Show, KBLA Talk 1580. I know you a handful, boy. I tell you what. What was that drink? What was that drink that you said old boy bought you? I'm not a drinker, so I don't even know what you said. What was it?
Oh, it was just a glass of Prosecco. It's wine. It's like a sparkling wine.
Okay, I'm a non-drinker, so
yeah, I'm not a big drinker. It's just I'm a wine or champagne kind of gal.
Yeah. So if any guy takes you out and says, "Hey, what you drinking?" Is that your first choice? What's your first thing you want to reach for?
I probably do ask for either a Prosecco or a dirty martini.
Dirty martini. All right.
I do. I'm such a white woman.
It is true. I don't see the queens drinking martinis. That's not really a black girl thing. Huh? All right, let's get into it, all right? This is how we get down. As you know, I got a number of topics that have been bubbling within the black zeitgeist over the past few weeks. I'll play a clip in reference to each of the topics. We drinking again, Andy? What you? All right, then. Or is that me going to the bathroom after the drink? I don't know. In reference to each of the I've chosen, I will share my thoughts on immediately after each clip, and we will exchange dialogue accordingly. Cool? You ready?
Cool.
Our first story features a man who goes after men who always tend to say, I want a woman who will be my peace. His argument stems from the fact that he believes that we black men aren't even bringing our own peace into the relationship, and therein lies the problem. Listen.
Getting sick of men saying that. I want a woman to be my peace. No, the you don't. You want a woman that won't question you when you bring in chaos in her life, talking about be my peace. How you want her to be your peace when all you doing is bringing nightmares in her life? And every time she speaks up, you say she's disturbing your peace. Of course she is. Cause you cheating. You ain't available. You don't validate her. When you say you want a woman to be your peace, you mean you want a woman that don't speak up for herself, that don't call you out on your bullshit. If you not doing bullshit, it's peaceful. You don't even have to say be my peace when you are bringing peace. What peaceful ass nigga has ever had to say be my peace? The chaotic men, the disrespectful men, cheating men, the men that got fucking problems, the men that want to have their cake and eat it too, those are the men that scream, I want a woman to be my peace.
So, Nira, I come to you. Is this the problem? Are chaotic black men out here asking for peace when they don't even possess it themselves? And does his woman have a responsibility in helping him find his peace, though? The floor is yours.
Man, I think that brother was spot on. If you are literally a man who is bringing peace, women, we are natural givers and nurturers. That is what we do. We only question when we get that inkling, that sixth sense that something's off, something's wrong. But when you are loving and reassuring your woman, she is naturally going to love and reassure you. It's a give and take thing. I said it earlier. We literally feed off of one another's energy.
Are you going to
so
try?
If
Are you going to try to sit here and sell to me and sell to my audience that women don't come into relationships with their own baggage and their own emotion and their own problems and their own drama? Yes, you do.
Absolutely not. The women definitely come into relationships with their own drama and problems. But again, if men are, I agree with the brother though, because it's the men though that are using that language though. I want a woman to bring me peace. Well, what women are you attracting? What women are you seeking? What type of women are you going after? And are you sabotaging the relationships with the women that are bringing you peace for the more chaotic ones? Hey, back to Cardi, she made a joke about gotta argue with them because a dude love a toxic chick. Is that true? Do men prefer women who are confrontational? Do men, and I'll be real, some men actually are attracted to that. They like that crazy. It's like that Marcus relationship from Why Did I Get Married?
Yeah. But you got to understand, usually what black men say amongst each other is the crazy women are usually the better ones in bed, usually.
See?
I'm just...
And there lies the problem. Therein lies the problem.
Yeah. But I'm telling you, good men, I'm talking good men, and I like to consider myself to be one of them good men. We want a woman that whenever we going through some stuff, and I kind of broke down inside my opening monologue, we brothers go through a lot every single day. Literally every day we walk outside the house. We want to come home and know that woman got my back. She gonna cradle me in her lap, and she gonna say, tell me what your problem is.
Out of curiosity, though, when you have so many black households where the black woman is the head of the household and taking care of children, working more than one job, probably putting herself through school, why do black men sit and think that black women don't need peace too, or that we don't need a provider or someone to make I hate the saying a strong black woman. I don't want to be a strong black woman. I want a man that I can submit to, that I can rely on, that when I'm having a hard day, I can come to him and he can come to me and we can make each other laugh, so we can go in the kitchen together and cook a meal. I'm cutting peppers, you over there sauteing the onions. I want a team. There's so many women out here who want the same thing. It's like, I don't want it. We got all these gender roles, all this. No, like, forget the gender roles. Let's love each other. If I'm giving you 100 and you're giving me 100, we're never going to be empty.
But a black man has to go through certain things that a black woman doesn't have to go through. Black women hate when I say this on the show, but it's true. It's just different being a black man in America.
But what are all the things that black women go through that black men don't go through? Because there's a lot of those, too. We go through a lot of stuff that black men don't go through as well.
Okay, that's fair. And the relationship does have to be reciprocal. I'm with you.
And I also feel like I think that as black men and women, we face so many of the same exact problems. Case in point, my sister graduated from Johns Hopkins. She's in school now to get her PhD.
Wow.
Her and a black man both applied for the same job at the same time. She and the black man both got the job. He was getting paid $20,000 more than her and couldn't do the job. She had to always pick up his slack. Then the white supervisor made her fire the other black guy.
Wow.
But here it is. You're telling me that black men have it harder? No. He came in out the gate with less experience, making $20,000 more and could not even do the job. And he's a black man.
Yeah.
Over the black woman who was picking up his slack. So like I said, we as black women, we go through a lot too.
Can't argue against that.
Through it. That's the difference.
I'm
we
with you.
Smile through it.
It has to be reciprocal.
We pretend.
I'm with you. It has to be a reciprocal. I got to come to the house and I got to listen to you, and you got to listen to me. When you come to the house and telling me I can't stand that girl at my job. She be talking too much. I'm gonna slap her face. She get on my nerves. I should sit there and listen. But
I need you to cross your leg, hold your glass, get a cup of tea, and listen like you one of the girls.
Yeah. And fellas, y'all ain't even got to be listening. Just go, yeah, I hear you. Yeah.
Yep.
That's all you got to do.
Yeah, babe, for real.
You got to toss in a couple of them, too.
Yep, you have to toss in a couple of Dad, for real.
1-800-920-1580. 1-800-920-1580. When we come forward, I got another clip that will basically proclaim rich men get cheated on the most. And this woman will explain. Danny Morrison Show, Inside My Post one-on-one with Nero Muhammad, KBLA Talk 1580. We got a lot to talk about. Don't you go nowhere.
From Bakersfield to Los Angeles. From middays to nighttime. Like George and Wheezy, Danny Morrison is moving on up at KBLA Talk 1580.
The California versus Hate campaign launches at the state capitol. Maisha Cairo here with your K-Black Minute News, brought to you by CaliforniaBlackMedia.org. California versus Hate. It's a new website and telephone hotline created to address the sharp rise in hate crimes and incidents occurring in California. It's a tool state residents can use to report crimes motivated by racial, ethnic, or other identity biases. According to an address by Lauren Pryor, president of the Black Youth Leadership Project, anti-Black or African-American-based events rose from 456 in 2020 to 513 in 2021. A 12.5% increase. Reports can be made online at cavshate.org or by calling 833-8-NO-HATE. Monday through Friday with staff trained in over 200 languages.
In our community, mental health struggles can sometimes go unnoticed. The suicide rate among Black youth has risen faster than any other ethnic group. Only 1 in 3 African Americans who need mental health care receives it. African American women are only half as likely as their Caucasian counterparts to seek professional mental health services. Even those who guide us spiritually can sometimes face their own challenges. 45% of pastors say they've experienced depression or burnout to the extent they need to take a leave of absence from ministry. As people of faith, it's time to acknowledge it's okay not to be okay. You can pray and get help. Visit normalizehelp.org for more information and resources. Join us in raising mental health awareness in our community. Funded by the Los Angeles County Department of Mental Health and the Champion Counseling Center of Faithful Central Bible Church.
At Charmin, we heard you shouldn't talk about going to the bathroom in public, so we decided to sing about it.
Roll Charmin Ultra Strong when you drop in the beat. It cleans with way less effort on your seat. Yeah, roll it. Drop it, yeah, roll it, yeah, drop it. Charmin flows extra strong from the road. Your butt hella clean while you're sitting on the bowl, yeah. It's all you need for that bathroom groove. Get you in and out without nothing to prove.
Charmin Ultra Strong cleans better so you can use less. Enjoy the go with Charmin.
Hey, Dad, how do airplanes fly? What's in this box? Is this tree good for climbing? How are babies made? What does this thing do?
Kids are curious about everything, including guns. Talking to them about gun safety in your home is a good first step, but you can do more. Always keep your guns locked, unloaded, and stored separately from ammunition. Safe gun storage saves lives. Learn how to make your home safer at endfamilyfire.org. That's endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by End Family Fire, Brady, and the Ad Council.
Real talk, real time, the gospel truth. You're listening to the Danny Morrison Show on KBLA Talk 1580.
Inside My Post one-on-one with Nira Muhammad. People checking in inside our YouTube feed. Terry Tari said, Aretha Franklin, Patti LaBelle, Mariah Carey, Barbara Streisand, Toni Braxton, her first album. Number 6, Minnie Riperton. Number 7, Adele. Number 8, Amy Winehouse. Number 9, Tina Marie. Not a bad list.
I like that list. I even like that he put Amy Winehouse in there. I loved Amy Winehouse.
Yeah.
I cried when she died.
Yeah, they tried to make her go to rehab, but she said no. No. That's what she said.
She did.
Yep.
She tried.
Our second story features a woman who is proclaiming that rich men get cheated on the most. First thought it was the dumbest thing I'd ever heard, but then I listened again, and she just might have a point. Listen.
And that's why rich men get cheated on more.
Rich men.
So here's what happens.
Like I said to you, to be hyper successful, you have to be very logical, not very emotional, super busy. Therefore, you need a woman who's not requiring that much emotional investment, doesn't mind that you're busy. Those women who don't look for emotional connection look for financial investment. They are not going to be emotionally loyal to you.
Near, I have proclaimed multiple times on this broadcast that in order for a man to be a rich man, he can never be in a healthy relationship at home. You either got to choose your job or choose your family. You can't have both at the same time. Unless your woman is fully understanding of your lack of availability. Do you agree with her? Do rich men get cheated on more? Go ahead.
Gosh, I mean, when she put it the way she put it, I have to agree. But, I mean, I've never dated a rich man, so can I get one and find out?
But are you willing to let him be the rich man, be gone all the time, like literally all the time, and you be loyal to him at the same time?
I would be loyal, but honestly, I would be unhappy, so I wouldn't be able to do it. It wouldn't be sustainable for me, to be honest. I couldn't even date a truck driver personally because I feel like they're gone so often. I don't believe in long distance relationships. I don't like it. I need to be able to see you. I need that interaction. I need that attention. I don't want a broke man. I think we have to have a healthy balance. I'm very busy. I work 2 jobs. I'm in grad school. So it's not like I want someone that's just sitting around a bum all day.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, we need to have that same amount of investment and, like, know, like, at the end of the day, we're going to come home to each other at some point.
Do you know what a lot lizard
Not like
is?
FaceTiming. No.
Yeah, those are the prostitutes that hang out at the truck stops for all those truck drivers that are traveling cross country. They call them lot.
Oh, yeah.
They call
I
them
didn't
lot
hear that
lizards.
term.
Yeah. And as far as like being a rich man and having a woman at home, it's the old basketball wives quote when one of the women, I don't know which one, says, you know what, when you're in this position, you got to understand, you tell your man, you know he gonna do some dirt, you know he gonna cheat on you, it's inevitable, but you tell him, I don't want no diseases brought home to me, I don't want no babies brought into this relationship, and I bet not hear about it. You follow those 3 principles.
But that happens so often.
Yeah, it happens all the time. I'm just saying it's what they ask for.
You're laying down the law, but like, sis.
Yeah, it rarely happens.
I'm sorry. If that man is out on a late night drinking with his buddies, I hope he uses a condom, but come on. No. I am so not with the cheating. It's one of those things that's like, it doesn't work for me.
But if a man is making $50 million a year in the NBA and he's traveling all across the country, and every now and again he messes around with a young lady or two, uses a condom, safe sex, and comes home to you, takes care of the business, he's a good father, and for the most part a good husband, is there a problem?
No, thank you. I'll make my own $50 million.
Go on then. Go on, grad school. Go ahead. Here's our last clip, and I'll get you out of here, okay? Our third story is kind of a sad one, yet still beautiful in a way. I want you to observe this 53-year-old woman asking her followers why she is still single and where are all the good men in 2023. Listen.
It comes in waves. Most of the time, I'm okay. And then it comes and hits me like nobody's business. And honestly, I've been feeling like this a lot lately. It's love. I'm tired. I'm tired of doing it myself. I'm tired of being alone. I want to share my life with someone. I am just freaking tired. It's not about being lonely, so I just want somebody. No, I want to be in love. I want to share my life with someone. I want to feel the joys. I want to have my hands held. I want to be held. I want to kiss. I want to support. I want to make coffee with that person. I want my person. I want my person. Why is it so hard to find your person? I'm tired. You know, it's really hard when love is the one thing you can't force, you can't make it happen. It has to just show up, but where is it? Where is it? I'm so ready, and I have a beautiful life waiting for the perfect man to show up. But where is he? You know, I'm 53. And I just can't believe that I'm sitting here, and it has been several years, I think it was over a year I had a date, and then it's been several years since then.
Jeez.
Where are all the good men that are ready and want to build a beautiful life together? Where are you?
So, Nira, tell me, where are all? I love how Nira's just laughing at her. Where are all the good men?
I'm sorry, it was the last question at the end.
And where would a woman go of any age to find her Prince Charming in 2023? Do you know?
Jeez, well, I hope she don't find him on a dating app like that. I'm just kidding. Honestly, I do believe there are some men. I've actually seen so many marriages happening on my social media, and I'm just like, it's such a beautiful thing. I'm seeing all these beautiful weddings. I've been seeing all these beautiful pregnancy announcements, and I do believe that, like, love is out there. There's billions of people on this planet. I think there's someone for everyone. I think that, I think you also got to take a look in the mirror at yourself, because I think that oftentimes, you know, we get in our own way of finding love. We have to ask ourselves the questions like, have I pushed away people who genuinely love me? Am I really open to receiving that which I say I want? What went wrong in my last couple of relationships? What could I have done better? And then, like you said, where am I going to meet these people? You can't say you want love, but when you get off work, you're literally just at home watching Netflix.
That's the answer right there.
You know what I mean? You have to, you know, you got to be out. You got to put yourself in the spaces and places that you want to meet people. I'm a big museum kind of woman. I just was at a museum recently, and I've seen a lot of, like, men just walking around by themselves, and women as well. Like, people go out and do these things by themselves. So you just have to put yourself in those places where you can find like-minded individuals. I'm not saying, like, go to the club. You could meet love in the club. Hey, Usher said it. So it has to be true. But you just have to put yourself out there. You have to be open to finding love, and not even look at it like I'm looking for love. Look at it like I'm looking for a friendship, a connection, and let it blossom and grow into love. Don't just go neurotically like, I want love. Give it to me right now.
It sounds like in 90 seconds, tell me, it sounds like you're saying there might be a cultural shift, because there's a lot of women that feel that they shouldn't have to get on offense and ask men out to date. I've been pushing back against that for a while. I said men love a woman that is a little more aggressive out here in these streets. Do you think women should start asking men out?
Absolutely. I love taking guys out. If I ask you to go out, I'm treating. It's on me, buddy.
Wow. That right there, that might be the call of the entire year right there. A woman actually says that she's going to take you out and pay? Man,
yes, I'm a giver. I'm a giver. So I kind of act like a dude a little bit. So I got to step back on that because I'm a giver.
Yeah, there are some guys that may, take that the wrong way and say, you know what, she's trying to be the man in the relationship, man. She doing too much. Some guys push back on that and be like, wait, you ain't paying nothing. I'm going to pay that bill. You ain't paying this.
And that makes me happy deep down inside.
It is kind of a punk move if you go on a first date and you reach for your purse and he keeps his wallet in his pocket. That's just not the right move. Fellas, it ain't the right move.
I've never had it happen like on a first date, but I think when you're dating, I proposed to one guy that I was dating for a few months. I was like, how about this? I was like, you pay for one date a month and I pay for one date a month. Like, you plan one date, I plan the other. Like, I know we're both super busy, so let's just do it like that. Wow. And it's still, we still didn't go on dates because this is what, but he wanted me to come over. But so whatever. That's just the age we're living in.
Of course, guys. Why are you trying to act brand new, trying to act like guys ain't always going to try to get you to his spot? Every single time.
You know why? Because can I just throw it out there? I was married for like 9 years, and prior to marriage, I actually did not have these dating problems. Like, the guys that I used to date were not like that. They loved taking me out. They loved showing me out. They always wanted to be my boyfriend. Like, this new age, I'm like, what happened to these over this decade? But
social media, I told you, social media done poisoned the well.
I truly do believe that social media is a big, big part of it.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Nira, how can I get in contact with you if they so choose?
Oh, yes, please follow me at Queen Talks with Nira on Instagram, Queen Talks with Nira. If you would like for me to be on a show or whatever the case may be, you want to book a paint party, whatever, you can always email me at iCarQueen.com. No, iCallQueen@gmail.com. That's my website.
We call you
iCallQueen@gmail.com.
I call her queen@gmail.com. I appreciate you so much, Queen. Thank you so much for coming on. I'll be in contact, okay?
Thank you, King.
I'll talk to you soon. Woo! She never disappoints, man. Ever. Nira Muhammad. News and traffic right now. We continue the conversation on the other side. Danny Mo Show, Thursday night, KBLA. Stay there.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Julius White. Here's the latest from the Black Information Network. George Floyd's brother is speaking out on the 3rd anniversary of his death. In an interview with Carrie Levin, African-American Philonise Floyd says he feels like he'll never get justice for his brother's murder at the hands of police in Minneapolis, Minnesota. A new poll shows a majority of Black Americans approve of the job President Biden is doing. The Ipsos Washington Post survey puts the president's approval rating among Black Americans at 66.